Today is Celia Bourez, our Unity Chaplain, who has just led us in our meditation. Celia has been part of the metaphysical community in Fresno for over 40 years. She is a religious science practitioner, and on Wednesday evenings, you can all experience meditation and healing here through the quartz crystal bowls.
Hi.
Good morning.
So everybody feeling woo-hoo-hoo, ready to go? You know, we're going to rise up today. You know, as I was preparing for this talk, I got a letter from Unity with some wildflower seeds. Let me read you a little bit of what they had. Spring calls our attention to new growth and new beginnings. Just as tender shoots and blossoms spring forth from seeds that have been planted, so our good unfolds through inspiring thoughts and prayers. I'm enclosing this packet of wildflower seeds to remind you of the immense power of new growth that lies within you. And I believe that this is where we are right now. We're at a new beginning. If you agree with me, we're at a new beginning. Rise up and give your neighbor a high five. You know, Unity of Fresno has a history of new beginnings. My first working with Unity was in 1980 here in Fresno, when the little church was way down there on Palm Avenue south of Belmont. And the minister at that time was Mary Forchuk, and she was out of Canada and a really interesting lady. At that time I served as her administrative assistant there in the office. It's been a while back. And since then, you have known Candy and Preston as your leaders. You've known Ron and Rosa Rubé as your leaders, and then Reverend Joe. Well, folks, we're doing it again. We're going to move on, and we're almost 60 years old. Did you know that? In September of this year, we will be 60 years old. So if we're going to move into new adventures and new things, let's begin with the basics of what we believe and where we are. In your packet today, you received a couple of little business cards, on the back of which are the 5 principles on which Unity is based. Now, I'm going to paraphrase, but stick with me, okay?
Okay.
Number 1, God is. If you agree, stand up and give a high five.
She's going to get us.
She's going to wear me out, I can tell that.
We're going to get our exercise today.
Number 2, we're part of God. Agree?
Amen.
High five.
Yes, here.
Number 3, we are co-creators with God through our thoughts and words. Agree?
Agree.
High five.
Here's our exercise today. Woohoo!
Number 4, we use prayer and meditation to align ourselves with our Christ consciousness. Agreed?
Amen.
High five. And number 5,
Okay, last one, thank God.
we move forward through thoughts, words, and actions. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Here we go again.
High five. Okay.
Sounds like we're all on the same track. You think so?
Yeah.
Same page.
All right.
Okay, I'm just.
Well, you know, Eric Butterworth is one of our great Unity writers, and he says that most Unity people are overread and underdone.
That's cute.
And I'm going to talk about the doneness today,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
Now, I learned as a child, and I was not in Unity at the time, that you pray like everything depended on God, and then you work like everything depends on you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you agree with me?
Yep.
That's the way it goes. But, you know, we have to begin this journey with ourselves. We're children of a loving, living God. Hold your head high. Know who you are and how valuable you are to yourself, your family, and your spiritual community at large, and the community at large. Love yourself. You know, sometimes we have trouble with this, loving ourselves, because everybody likes to point out our faults, but not our good points. Well, you got lots of good points, you got stuff to be proud of, and actually you are a member of a marvelous spiritual community.
Mm-hmm.
Butterworth again came up with, God can do no more for you than God can do through you. All the help of
I
good
didn't know he said
cannot
that.
aid you except as it flows through your consciousness, through your faith, through your vision. And today we're in the process, by faith, of devising a greater vision for our church community and going for it. Rise up. It's time now to move your attitudes. You have to move to a very positive outfit.
Yes.
You know, I'm a member of Unity. And people will say, what's Unity? What do you say? Duh. I know, I've been there, I've done it.
No.
But Unity, and you will find on the back of the large card some things that you can say about Unity as a spiritual community and a place to reach for God. But don't let those people who ask you go away without an explanation and maybe an invitation, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. You have to think positive. You have to think that we have here one of the greatest movements in all history. And it is time that we stood up and said to people, here we are, folks, and we're great. Let's say that, talking about attitudes, you're in an unsatisfactory job. And that happens. Sometimes we find ourselves going to work every day simply to make money so that we have food and rent to pay. But when you change your attitude toward a boring job, you will find that the job and the people around you change. If you go in every morning looking for the good things about your job, not the, God, I gotta take care of that today, but the good things with a smile on your face, people are gonna begin saying, hey, what's happened to you? This is working great. Unity, here I am. This is what I've got. This is what I am. Don't be afraid. Tell them. You know, and then of course there's other times that we've got difficulties within our home, our family, and they, again, affect us in how we lead our lives. But they don't have to stop us. You know, Catherine Ponder, who's one of my favorite authors in Unity, tells a story about a woman who came to her. And this woman was distraught. She was actually considering divorce. And Catherine said to her, well, what's the problem? And the lady sat down with a litany this long of all the terrible things about her husband. Oh my, all of it. Catherine sat quietly and listened. And when she had finished, Catherine said, I would like you to go home and make another list of all the good things about your husband. And so the lady said, well, okay. And she went on home, made the list, and Catherine had told her to come back in 2 weeks. And you know what? She came back in 2 weeks and she was saying, oh, my God, my husband has changed 180 degrees. Who changed? She did. And this is the way that you affect the world around you. And as you have a glowing, wonderful outgoing to offer other people, the more they're going to be attracted to you and what you do and who you are. And you know, things come down the pike that we're not always happy with. I know I get them every once in a while. Hitches in my giddy up, you know what I mean? Well, and you know, it's not what happens that really counts. What counts is how you respond to what happens, where you come from. And you can come from, oh, he's beating me up and he's mean and he's bad. Or you can come from, gee, I wonder how come he got up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. Either way, if you look at the wrong side of the bed, you're inclined to be a lot more understanding than if you think he's a mean old goat. I have an affirmation to help you as you try to move forward, changing your attitudes and moving into a greater life. And it goes like this. I know that I am in a season of transformation. I am strong and I am taking steps to which my spirit calls me to move forward. Always comforted by love and knowing the source of my healing in all ways is constant, even while I sleep and each and every breath I take. I am ascending. And you will find that on the back of that real wild card that you found in your program this morning. And now I want to get down to the real point on that card. On the front of it, you have this picture of all sorts of wonderful vegetables and things like that. Yeah. And you know what those vegetables represent? They represent our prayer work, our intentions, our wishes, our hopes. But there they are. They're laid out there. We do this all the time. We lay them out there. But you don't get soup and you don't get stew until you put all the vegetables in the pot and cook them. And this is what I'm talking about today. All your vision, all of your great ideas, we got to put them in a pot and cook them. Work on them. Take advantage of what we have in order to move forward. Don't be overread. Don't be overwished. Know what you want and what you need and pursue it in faith. Rise up. Go for it. As you prosper and move forward, you'll automatically prosper and move forward. Unity of Fresno. It works that way, my friends. And I'll tell you, my thing now is Unity of Fresno. I want us to double our numbers. I want us to be a serving organization for our community. I want us to be so prosperous that we can do anything we choose to do. And I know that this can happen. And you know, we need each other. We need our spiritual home. So we need to make the stew. We need to work on it. we can't simply go along and figure that, well, somebody else will take care of it. Remember, you are the somebody else. And we need you, everyone. You've all got a marvelous talent. Most of the time you don't recognize it, I know, but it's there. And when you feel an inspiration that you feel could help, come forward, talk to me, talk to Margot or Bill. Tell us what you think. Talk to Kim, by the way. Of course, everybody talks to Kim all the while. But talk to us. Tell us what you think. Tell us your visions. We can move forward to a greater and greater unity of Fresno. But it takes people, and it takes people that care, and people that are willing to step out and step up, rise up to the occasion. So you received also in your bulletin this morning several business cards that on the front of them gives the information about unity, and on the back side the 5 principles. If somebody asks you about unity and you get tongue-tied, have one of those in your wallet and hand it to them. This is unity. This is what we believe. This is what we are about. Hand it to them. Be proud that you are part of unity in the metaphysical movement here in Fresno. Also, I mentioned earlier that you have on the back descriptions of small, quickie things that you can say of what unity is. They're easy to deal with, easy to memorize. But my message this morning is, by golly, we've got it. We've got everything we need. Let's put it to work and build a great, wonderful unity of Fresno. And so it is.